All right, so we are live. Good morning, everyone, in the live training room, and good morning, everyone, on YouTube. Catalina, you're right. Smash that like button and that subscribe button so you can follow our content every single day of the week. So, let's get right at it. We are closing out the first week of February, and it's been a hell of a week. It's been a hell of a week, and today, I was just telling everyone in the training room, I want to make it a fast day, and I kind of want to just hit the beach. So it's kind of cold here in South Florida, but I'm down to go for a nice walk by the beach, and let's get at it. So there are a lot of stocks that are moving in pre-market, and I've got my eyes on a couple that reported earnings. So the first two I'm going to talk about are Snap and Peloton. I like these two names, man. And the reason why I like these two names is because even though they're gapping down, you've got what's cold in South Florida, bro. It's like 50 degrees down here, so
Yeah.
it's just way too cold for subtropics.
Anything below 70 or
Yeah,
freezing.
you got two layers. You're gonna be here next week? All right, bro. Hit us up. So Snap, I like Snap here, guys. If Snap rips out of the gates and breaks above, the $55 range, specifically, I mean, yeah, 54.90. If it rips past it, I'd like to go long Snap. I'm gonna put my stops at like $54. So you're risking about a dollar to 80 cents depending on your fill. If Snap sells off, look for that support or the bottom here like 53.60. If it doesn't hold that, we can possibly test the after hours low yesterday of about $52. I would prefer Snap to sell off a little bit, set a bottoming tail bar and do a nice reversal, and we can buy this sucker up. If you guys take a look at the upgrades and downgrades channel in the research section in our Discord, you'll see that Snap got a lot of price target upgrades: $65, $66, $65, $70, $62. You get the point. A lot of analysts believe that there's more upside on Snap, and even though they're gapping down on earnings, this could possibly get bought up. So those are the levels that I'm looking at for Snap, and Snap is going to be an A-list stock for me today. Peloton, same thing with Peloton. Peloton got a lot of price target upgrades today. Look at some of the price targets. $177, $200. I put in a note here from Needham. They give their reason for why they're bullish on Peloton, and they have a $180 price target on it. So right now it is gapping down from the close yesterday of 157.53. I like this flag that it's creating here. It has overhead resistance at the 200-day moving average on the 5-minute time frame at 149.67. If it breaks above 149.50, I'm going to go long, put my stops at 148. So that's about a $1.50 risk. I would love if Peloton can actually pull a little bit more, maybe test like the 145. If that 145 area is real support for Peloton, we can look to go long Peloton, put our stops at low a day, maybe at 144, risk a dollar, and then trade it back to the upside. I believe Peloton will get bought up today. That's just my little hunch talking, but I don't have a crystal ball, right? So let's just trade the charts on it. But those are the levels that I'm looking at. I would love to test I would love for the stock to test 145. If we can hold the 145, I'm going to look to go long, and we can trade this one up. So I like this one a lot. This is also going to be an A-list stock for me today. In pre-market, it actually just kind of did a double top right here on the 5-minute time frame at 149.50. So watch that double top very carefully. For Peloton to rally and to break above that, we're going to need to break above that double top formation. So I'm looking at that. Another name that I like, I traded this one yesterday, shorted this sucker, called it from the $95 range, is Sava, S-A-V-A. Sava is gapping down today. If you pull up a longer term chart, you'll see that this stock ran up very wildly, and now it's just losing steam. So the number that I'm really looking at is 52.50. If Sava breaks below 52.50, we've got more downside on it. And possibly, let's see here, let's pull up a daily chart. 52.50, if that doesn't hold, really on the daily, the only thing that it's got support on is the 8 MA, which is sitting at about $43. Not saying that Sava will hit $43 today. It's possible, but you know, that's really what I see here. So I would love to Sava to hold a little bit before it flushes, because this could be a nice short opportunity on Sava for continued downside on it. So Sava is going to be an A-list stock for me today, along with GameStop. So let me swap over here for GameStop. So GameStop, same thing, guys. GameStop gapped up a little bit today because of news that Robinhood has removed the limitations for trading on these, you know, high running names. So it gapped up a little bit, but guys, we know where GameStop is going. It's just going to keep bleeding down. Yesterday, congrats to everyone who took that GameStop trade. We shorted GameStop from $82, and look at where it went yesterday. As I said on our, you know, Trader Day video, yesterday was the death of GameStop, and I believe that death is going to keep bleeding out today. So with that being said, we know where the easy money is at. Just short it. If you can't short GameStop equity wise, get your hands on some put options. As Taj can tell you, they pay very nicely if you catch the move. So I'm looking for GameStop. If it flushes 53.50, I'm shorting the sucker. Gonna put my stops probably around like $55. So I'll risk $1.50 per share and let that baby ride down. Now, for whatever reason, if GameStop decides to rally, I'm gonna look for the break above $58 to then trade GameStop on the long side. Okay, so that's my short idea. That's my long idea on GameStop. GameStop is also going to be an A-list stock for me today. Another name that's going to be on A-list for me is DraftKings. Everyone who took the swing on DraftKings, congratulations. We called to swing DraftKings at around, I think it was 54, 55 range. It's trading at $64 in pre-market. All-time highs on DraftKings is literally a couple cents away from it. I like DraftKings a lot. Super Bowl is this weekend. I think this stock is going to get bought up. It's been one hell of a play. So the way I see it is this. From a day trade perspective, if DraftKings breaks above 64.38, you definitely want to be long this stock. All right? If it breaks above 64.38, put your stops at 64. 38-cent risk on the trade. This stock will rip into all-time highs, and who knows where it can go? $70 maybe in the next couple days? Who knows? Now, if DraftKings just fails and flushes, look for the 63.70 area. If it flushes 63.70, we may be able to get a short on it, maybe gap fill it to $63. But I think DraftKings is going to hold today. So that's just my hunch on it, but I could be wrong, of course. No crystal ball here. Another name that I really like that's going to be on my A list is Pinterest. Pinterest is gapping up, reported really strong earnings, upgrades all over the place with Pinterest today. $90, $100, $93, $102, $90, $85, $95. You get the point. Pinterest is on a run today. All-time highs, gap up. So when a stock is gapping up into all-time highs, what do we call this? We want to see a gap and go strategy. What is a gap and go strategy? You have a stock gapping up into all-time highs. It's gapping up in pre-market. I want to see this baby run right out of the gates. I would prefer if Pinterest does a little pullback, maybe holds that 84 range, nice bottoming tail bar, and whoop, first target, 88. If we rip past 88, we're going to see $90 plus. All right? So that's my idea with Pinterest, and Pinterest is an A list setup for me. And I've got one other name. I think, let me see here. So I've got Pinterest, GameStop, Sava, DraftKings, and what's the other name that I got on my A list here? Oh, I said Snap. So I like Snap. Oh, the other name, one last one for my A list, PLTR. So PLTR, there was some news on it. Let me see here. They expanded an agreement. They expanded an agreement with BP, and that information is here in the stock alerts channel. You can take a look there. I like the stock. It's gapping up. It's not gapping up much. It's just gapping up 70 cents. However, I'm going to keep a close eye on this one because if it breaks above $33, I'm definitely going to go long PLTR, and we can trade this one to the upside. First target on PLTR is the daily 8MA, which is sitting at 33.91. That's what I'm looking at for PLTR. So, with that being said, guys, let me pass it on to Tosh.
Yeah, so like a lot of those plays, especially the DraftKings, GameStop, I think those names are gonna really be in play today with specifically with GameStop. You have these brokerages now lifting restrictions off of it. I think obviously it's going to add more attention to the names. For the most part, I mean, I think the rally is pretty much done, and there's still more room to the downside with this names. Remember, GameStop originally ran from, I mean, what was it, like $20
Right.
or something like that? So, I know we were making jokes about it a few days ago about GameStop. I think when it was trading at $100-something, like, no, we want to see this come back down to 20,
Mm-hmm.
and now that's becoming a real possibility very soon. So, definitely keep a close eye on GameStop because I think that's going to be, very rewarding play today if we can find it.
Yeah.
Another name that I like is I do like some of the pot stocks. Tilray. Tilray is getting a nice pop. I believe there was some news about the industry itself. If I remember correctly, I think I saw something. Oh, $7 billion pharma deal with interest in weed and its medical benefits. So that's on the table right now. I think that's already gone through. So I think Tilray, if you look at the actual chart, it's actually starting to flag up here. We're getting about a little over 60-cent pop from yesterday's close. And what I really like from a technical perspective is that it was able to hold where it originally broke out from. So that original breakout here was around $23, $22.60. Yesterday's low was $23.80. So we've had a nice pullback, and now it's almost had that breather to where it's looking like it wants to go on another run. So I'll be keeping a very close eye on Tilray. If it can break out above 27.60, you can throw your stops around 27.20, and look for another pop. Maybe we can test Wednesday's high around 28.86. So that would be a really good play. We're gapping up right at yesterday's high. So that's a lot of bullish momentum on our side. And let's just see if we can have some follow through. Another name that I really, really like, the overall market, the S&P. We're gapping up into all-time highs yet again. And if you actually look on the daily chart, I mean, look at this. The SPY's pulled right down below its 20 MA, its 8 MA, bounced off the lower end of its Bollinger Band, and now we're right back up to its all-time highs. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? This is a very strong bounce. This is a V-shaped bounce, right? Yeah. Immediately down, immediately right back up. That is a very powerful reversal sign. So with that being said, I want to play the overall market because it's usually a very clean play. And you're usually going to see some follow through on a play like this, especially considering yesterday we closed right at the all-time highs, and now we're even gapping up. So the pre-market high is 388.24. So the way I see it, currently we can play it long around 388.12, and if we break out above 388.24, ride the wave. You can throw your stops here around 387.60, and hey, let's see where it can go. The market's very strong right now. We've had a V-shaped bounce, and I do expect some type of continuation today. So, I would definitely have the SPYs overall as a A+ setup. So with that being said, when the SPYs rally, when the market's rallying, I want to always keep an eye on Apple because there's always a chance that Apple could go for a run. Apple's having a nice gap up. Well, it was gapping up pretty nicely earlier. It was at 138.19. Now we're trading out around 137.52. It's trading in the lower end of this range it's been in right now, around 137.50 and 138.20. So the way I see it, it would need to prove itself a little bit, rally back up to 138. But if it does, you can play it long, throw your stops at 137.50, and let's see if Apple is going to be a momentum play today. What I really like about Apple is it's holding the 20 MA, right? It gave away the 8 MA not too long ago, a few days ago. However, now you're starting to reclaim the 8 MA. This is something we talked about, I think, yesterday or a couple of days ago, that let's see if Apple can hold here. Right? Now you're starting to see some strength happen around these moving averages. If we start breaking out above this level, I think Apple's primed to go on another run and possibly test that high today. Or not today, but test the high in the next few days. So I'll be keeping a very close eye on Apple as well. Another name I'll be watching is Activision, ATVI. They reported earnings, did really, really well. Anyone who's familiar with Activision games probably already knew they were going to do really well. They had a lot of new big things drop this year. So the way I see Activision, you're getting a nice consolidation here. If it breaks out above 102, around 102.20, you can play it long. Throw your stops around 101.20. You're looking at about a dollar of risk. And this is another name, gapping into its all-time highs. Pre-market high was 104.38. So there's really no resistance until 104.30 if it's able to break out above that 102.20. So you're looking at an easy 2-to-1 if you can have some momentum on your side. There was another name that I wanted to look at. Oh, you already went over Snap. That was another one. Was it Baba? Facebook, Microsoft. Sorry, I see you guys are MG and I. Oh yeah, MGNI. Wow.
Yeah.
What is going with this stock? Create independent video advertising platform. Okay. Well, I don't know what this stock is, but I mean it's popping off right now. It's having a nice bull flag. It actually broke out right here. So let's see if it can hold. But MGNI, I mean, if it breaks out above its high, you can play it long. Which is currently around 57.80. That is a pretty strong reversal candle that it just put in though. So, keep an eye out on that. But MGNI is definitely look like something that could be in play. Let's see if it can break out above that high. If it can, you do have to give it a little room. I mean, you have to give it down to $54.
Mm-hmm.
So almost 4 points of risk. Yeah, just be careful with that. That's quite some range on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, my A-list, very short today. SPYs is going to be on my A-list. DraftKings obviously on the A-list. Apple as well, and then Tilray. There's going to be my big four.
Nice.
Awesome. And GameStop. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you gotta have GameStop on that. All right.
Especially after yesterday, man.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we went through a lot of different stocks, guys. There's gonna be a lot of different stocks moving today. Pick your top 2, top 4. Mark up your charts. Put those support and resistance zones. Mark them up, and when those zones trigger, you know exactly what type of trade to take, whether it's a long or a short. So for everyone tuning in on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Trade responsibly. We'll see you guys on Monday.